West Texas A&M Lady Buffs.
And welcome to the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, Sunday afternoon, Championship Day in the Lone Star Conference. The men decided their champion earlier as Dallas Baptist on a buzzer beater defeated Eastern New Mexico. And now it's a matchup of number 1 against number 2 in the Ladies Championship as the top seed Texas Women's University Pioneers take on the second seed, the West Texas A&M Lady Buffs. Let's take a look at the starting lineups in today's ball game. First off, for the visitors on the scoreboard, that will be the Lady Buffs. So West Texas A&M attired in the dark maroon jerseys. They'll start with number 4, Randy Harding, a 5'6" senior guard out of Mustang, Oklahoma. Harding averaging 10.5 points per contest. Also in the backcourt for the Lady Buffs, number 5, Kyla Kane, a 5'10" senior guard out of Wellington, Texas, averaging a team-leading 13 points per contest. Also in the backcourt, a former LSC tournament MVP, number 14, Carly Mossenbacher, a 5'8" graduate student out of Moorhead, Minnesota, averaging 6.4 points per contest. At the post, number 22, it will be Tatum Bell, a 6-foot sophomore post out of Amarillo, averaging 5.6 points per contest. And number 23, Claire Graham, a 5'9" senior guard out of Tuscola, averaging 6.9 points per contest. And the reason I hesitated on Bell, just realized that Bell is starting this game instead of Taylor Hagan, who's not starting this contest. And so a little bit of a surprise there, and we'll check up on that for you in just a moment. In fact, looking at the sideline, Hagan is on crutches, so apparently will not be playing in this ball game. For Texas Women's University, again, the number 1 seed in the Lone Star Conference, the top-ranked team in the nation, they'll be starting with the lineup. Number 21, Avery Kleinhans, also a former tournament MVP. Kleinhans, a 5'10" senior guard out of Nacona, Texas, averaging 16.7 points per contest. Also for the Pioneers, number 22, Maddie Lumsden, a 5'8" junior guard out of Argyle, Texas, averaging 10.4 points per contest. Also at the guard, number 23, Jada Seltzer, a 5'9" senior out of Martins Mill, Texas, averaging 10.1 points per contest. At guard, number 33, Kayla Glover, a 5'6" graduate out of DeSoto, Texas, averaging 5.4. And rounding out the starting lineup, the player of the year, number 35, Gabby Elliott, a 6'2" senior forward out of San Antonio, Texas, averaging 16.6 points per contest. Back tap is controlled by the Lady Buffs of West Texas A&M in the maroon as Harding brings it down. Dribble handoff, Motzenbacher down the left wing. It's Graham. Shot on the right side for 3 by Kane, no good. Rebound control by the Pioneers as Glover brings it down the floor for the defending Lone Star Conference tournament champions. Seltzer off a screen, going right, long 2, won't go. Rebound run down by Lumsden, trapped in the corner, and they force the turnover. It's heading the other way, Harding. Pull-up jumper, long 2, bounces in, and the Lady Buffs draw first blood with 9:18 to play in the first quarter here at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. Lumsden, the Seltzer, right side, Glover, Kleinhans, inside Elliott, all 5 Pioneers touch the ball as Elliott misses the first shot and hits the second to tie it up. 8:55 to play. First quarter all tied at 2 in the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship. Harding to the baseline. Looks for help, skips it outside. Graham with the jab step. Dribble handoff over to Harding. Into the corner, Kane. Off a screen from Bell. Kane out to Harding. Shot clock down to 6. Harding with a drive and puts it in. 4-2 Lady Buffs lead. Matchup of the number 1 and number 2 seeds, and 2 teams both ranked in the top 6 in the nation. Texas women's ranked number 1. West Texas ranked number 6. Kleinhans lob down low for Elliott. Bell got a hand on it and deflected it. Picked up by Graham after the Pioneers turnover. Lady Buffs get it to Kane. Down low, Bell wheels inside on Elliott. Forces the shot up that comes up short off. Good defense by Gabby Elliott, who was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Lone Star Conference. Kleinhans, a first team pick, drives, goes to the floor, and it's stolen away by West Texas. Bell leads the break. It's tipped out of bounds by Texas women's as Kleinhans slow to join the pack. Now, she had to sit out numerous games, missed 5 games from mid-February till the start of this Lone Star Conference. You can see the heavily taped left hand and wrist on Kleinhans, but she has played all 3 games here in the Lone Star Conference tournament. Bell outside to Harding. Harding off a high screen for 3. Got it! Randy Harding off to a fast start, and has put the Lady Buffs on top 7-2 with 7:09 to play in the first quarter. Glover. Seltzer, Lumsden, now over to Kleinhans. Trying to take Matzenbacher off the dribble, instead feeds it to Elliott, who wheels down the baseline inside of Bell for the layup. And that's where the Lady Buffs are missing Taylor Hagan, the post defense that she supplies. 7-4, West Texas leading. It's Kane with the crossover, tried to get it to Bell, and picked off by Kleinhans. Racing ahead, Matzenbacher and Kane are back there defensively, and Kleinhans slows down, draws the foul, and will get a chance for a 3-point play. Kleinhans, again, a Lone Star Conference first team performer, but she was the 6th Woman of the Year the past 2 seasons on the Pioneers teams. Free throw no good. West Texas maintains that 7-6 lead with 6:30 to play in the first quarter. Kane up the floor for the Lady Buffs, who's brought in number 12 into the lineup. That's Kennedy Winfrey. Matzenbacher with a drive, the step through left hand, and won't get it, but will go to the line and shoot 2. Well, we've got 2 former Lone Star Conference tournament MVPs playing in this ball game, and neither one was the MVP last year. In 2022, the last time the Lady Buffs made the championship, this lady right here, number 14, Carly Matzenbacher, was the MVP. The Lady Buffs won their last of 16 tournament titles. And 2 years ago, Avery Kleinhans was the MVP for Texas Women's University as they made the run all the way to the national championship game. Matzenbacher hits 1 of 2. West Texas extends the lead 8-6 with 6:10 to play in the first quarter. Glover outside Lumsden, lob down low as Elliott got behind the defense of Winfrey, having to guard the post, and makes it look easy to tie it up at 8-all. Glover bounces it out to Winfrey. Over to Kane. Harding. Winfrey drives. Wheels. Dishes outside. Graham with the drive. Then the bounce out. Matzenbacher skips it outside. Winfrey with 3 on the shot clock. Has to put up a 3. That's no good. And Glover there to clear the rebound for Texas Women's. Here's Elliott inside. Spin move. Back out to Glover in the 2-man game on the left side of the floor. Now they reverse it. Kleinhans comes up firing 3. Won't go. And a good block and a rebound for Winfrey. Matzenbacher with the crossover. Step through. Won't go down. And there's Kleinhans with the rebound for the Pioneers. Matzenbacher gives chase. Again, a couple of former tournament MVPs going head-to-head as the pass goes to Seltzer, who drives for the layup. And the Pioneers regain the lead, 10-8 with 4:47 to play in the first quarter. Harding with the crossover. They'll swing it. Winfrey over to Motzenbacher in the corner. This is Graham. Graham into the lane against Elliott. Puts up a shot. The Kleinhans rebounds on the far side. Pioneers basketball. Kleinhans coming to Seltzer. To Glover. Kleinhans. Lob down low to Elliott. Missed it. Got her own rebound and the putback. Pioneers on a run have taken a 4-point lead at 12-8 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Harding. Right side, back outside. Winfrey for three. Got it. Kennedy Winfrey checking in and knocking down the three for West Texas A&M. Pulls the Lady Buffs back to within one with 3:43 to play. First quarter. Glover, the Seltzer. The Kleinhans. Skip pass. Seltzer. And lost it. Wanted to pass to Kleinhans and then kind of lost it. Back the other way. Harding goes left hand and the Lady Buffs jump back on top. 13-12. West Texas on a 5-0 run. 3:14 to play first quarter. Several players waiting over at the far side to check in at our next break. Again, the feed down to Elliott, and Elliott's racking them up right now. With Taylor Hagan on the sideline for West Texas on crutches. They're taking advantage, and the Pioneers lead at 14-13. Winfrey for three again. This time it's Motzenbacher. Had it for a moment and lost it as she goes down to the floor. Lumpson comes up with it for Texas Women's. Glover, right wing. Back over to Seltzer. Out the weave, Lumsden. Top of the key, she'll fire for three. And the rebound's pulled down by Motzenbacher. 2:27 left. Motzenbacher drives, puts up a shot, won't go. Outlet, here comes Texas Women's on the run. As they kick it back outside. Kleinhans skips out right side. Seltzer for three, got it! And the Pioneers jump on top, 17-13. .151 left to play in the first half. We still have not had our media timeout. That's how long these teams have played. And there, we'll get it now as the ball's turned over by West Texas A&M. We'll get our media timeout with 1:43 left to play in the first quarter. Texas Women's on top of West Texas A&M, 17-13 in the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship. We'll be back more after this break. You're watching Championship Basketball on Flo Sports.
Official basketball of the LSC.
It's a battle of heavyweights here in the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship, with Texas Women's leading West Texas A&M by the score of 17-13. Early shooting percentages for this ball game for West Texas A&M, hitting 41.7% from the field, 5 of 12, while Texas Women's has hit a blazing 61.5%, 8 of 13, and Gabby Elliott's tearing it up inside already with 10 points and 3 rebounds. Again, without Taylor Hagan playing for West Texas today, the Pioneers have been taking advantage, and now they'll turn it over as the pass goes off the hands of Glover right in front of us. And so the Lady Buffs get it back after the turnover. That will be turnover number 5 on Texas Women's. Harding, who started off well. Now out to West. Henley West has checked into the ball game. Winfrey back to West. Left side. With the drive and the shot up and in and count it. That's number 20, Chloe Callahan, the 5'10 senior guard out of Canyon, providing a spark off the bench. In fact, the only 2 starters on the floor right now for West Texas are Randy Harding and Tatum Bell, and Bell's only starting because of the injury to Taylor Hagan that has her on the sideline with crutches. Callahan converts. Lady Buffs back to within 1, 17-16. We've had 2 ties, 3 lead changes thus far. This is Moss for Texas Women's, who also just checked in, while Kleinhans calmly buries the 3. Watch this. Just rattles it in. 38 seconds left. West down low to Bell. Bell wheels inside, skips it out. Winfrey with the pump fake, and the drive, and draws the foul. Kleinhans coming over and picking up the foul. We'll put Kennedy Winfrey at the line, shooting 2. Winfrey on the season, an 84% free throw shooter. Will stand in as checking in for the Pioneers, Julie Kasonga, who's played well off the bench in this tournament for the Pioneers. Meanwhile, Carly Mossenbacher will return for West Texas, replacing Randy Harding. Harding sitting down with 9 points already as Winfrey knocks in the first. But comes up short on the second. And there's Elliott with another rebound. That will be her 4th to go along with 10 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Glover will play down out between the circles. Winfrey giving up some ground here. Kennedy, you know, they're probably going to look at Elliott. Got Henley West on her. Off a screen, Kleinhans drives baseline, finds Kasonga inside and draws the foul with 9/10 of a second left to play.
First foul on 12, Kennedy.
Nice concept for the Pioneers. As Kleinhans got a screen outside from Elliott, drove the baseline, and Kasonga came down the lane, got the pass, and has the 2-shot opportunity. A 50% free throw shooter, the freshman out of Fort Worth, hits the first. 21-17. Pioneers on top of the Lady Buffs. Second's also good, 9/10 of a second left, and that will do it the first quarter of action in the Lone Star Conference women's action. We've played 10 minutes with your score. Texas Women's 22, West Texas A&M 17. Back with second quarter action after this break. You're watching the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship on Flow Sports.
And special thanks to Anton's famous pole board.
Back in Frisco at the Comerica Center for the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship game. We've played one quarter with the number 1 seed Pioneers of Texas Women's on top of the number 2 seed West Texas A&M by the score of 22-17. In that first quarter, the Pioneers of Texas Women's lit it up 64.3%, 9 of 4 from the field, led by Gabby Elliott, hitting 5 of 7 for 10 points. Elliott having her way inside with the Lady Buffs post player Taylor Hagan not playing today with a knee injury. Leading the scoring for the Lady Buffs, Randy Harding has 9 as West Texas shot 42% from the field in that first quarter. As Seltzer drives, throws it away. A turnover on Texas Women's will be their 6th already in this contest. So Harding back into the ball game with 9 points to lead the Lady Buffs. So over half of their total points. Callahan to Harding. Harding with a drive, kick out. Motzenbacher into the paint against Kasonga, then gives it up. And Winfrey for 3. She hit one earlier, but misses that one. Motzenbacher hustles after and gets the ball and picks up the foul. I believe Jada Seltzer maybe.
First foul on 22, Maddie Lumsden.
That's Maddie Lumsden with her first foul. As the inbounds goes outside, Motzenbacher off the screen from West. Now West trying to post up. Motzenbacher down the lane on Kasonga, gets the roll. Motzenbacher has played well in this tournament. Lady Buffs now trail by 3. Pioneers with the ball up 22-19. Here's Seltzer. To Kasonga. Tries on Winfrey. To Elliott. Drives the baseline. West tries to cut her off. And the alley pass stolen. Callahan. Numbers not there. Takes it over to the side to reset the offense. Harding comes out and gets it. Harding off the high screen, launches a long 2, and Elliott back there for the rebound for the Pioneers. Seltzer on the run, all alone down the lane for the floater. No one picked her up, and Jada Seltzer just kept going in thinking, well, I'm getting close. Let me shoot it. Look right here, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'll take it. 24-19. West with the miss. Seltzer rebound for the Pioneers. Elliott, pretty. Player of the year knocking in the 15-foot jumper, already with a dozen. Shows her versatility both inside and outside. Harding to Winfrey. Winfrey with a drive off glass, can't get the roll. And there's Motzenbacher hustling after a rebound. So Winfrey with a retry. Driving, has the height on Seltzer, comes up shooting with the fall away and misses again. And Seltzer brings it down the floor for the Pioneers. Seltzer, Lumsden, left side, Kasonga, behind the back. Shot over Winfrey won't go. West with the rebound. Over to Callahan, now to Harding. Harding backs up. Kasonga eyes her off a screen, rolls under, got past Elliott on the switch, and underhands it. And Harding now double figures with 11 points. Pioneers by 5, 26-21, with 6:45 left to play in the first half. Seltzer over to Lumsden, trying to get a screen outside from Elliott. Comes up firing it and won't go. And the rebound to Kennedy Winfrey, who's given the Lady Buffs some good minutes off the bench. Over to Harding. Harding setting up, got a double stack screen up at the top. Now a long 2 is good. Randy Harding right now shouldering most of the scoring load for West Texas A&M with 13 of their 23 points. Seltzer Pioneers by 3, looking to gain more. McConnell's checked in, number 1 with the ball. Gets it over to Seltzer. Fakes. Drives. Gets in the lane. Pull-up jumper won't go. Kasonga with the offensive board to Elliott. Again, she likes to drive that baseline. Kick out. McConnell slashes in off the glass. Won't go. Kasonga and McConnell were fighting for the rebound, 2 teammates. And then once the scramble goes down, I think Harding picks up the foul on the floor. It is Randy Harding picking up the foul.
Randy Harding. First team foul.
Got 3 new Lady Buffs in, 2 new Pioneers. For Texas Women's, that's Klein Hans and Glover back in for West Texas. Kane, Graham, and let's pick up the third one. Bell return. As the shot's no good. Here comes Harding. Bounces out with the dribble to Kane. Lady Buffs need some others to get involved with the scoring load now. Graham with a couple of jab steps, guarded by Lumsden. Getting a screen, tried to get a screen from Bell. Now to Kane, working on Seltzer. Picked up by Lumsden on the switch. Kane's going to have to get a shot away, and just does. It's no good, as Elliott clears another rebound for the Pioneers. Klein Hans, as she often does, works her way to the basket on a behind-the-back dribble and puts it in. Boy, you know the Pioneers missed her for those 5 games she missed, but watch this move. Just step through and off the glass. 28-23, Texas Women's on top. Past the midway point of the second quarter. Graham with the drive. Looking for a cutter, now forces the shot up that won't go. Lady Buffs have gone cold from the field. And I wish I could tell you exactly how long, but our stat broadcast is out today. Glover. Out between the circles with the dribble. Now gets it back out to Klein Hans. Long 2, won't go. Graham clearing the rebound. Well, we've gone long stretches without breaks in action. Again, we're going to have a media timeout well deep into this quarter. Graham on the right wing. Machtenbacher. Back over to Graham. Bounce pass inside. Bale gives it right back to Graham and fires for 3 and hits it. Much needed 3 for West Texas. Pulling within 2 at 28-26 with 3.5 left in the first half. Seltzer to Elliott, right elbow, takes Bale off the dribble, and then sinking in, there's Carly Machtenbacher. What a heady player. Again, one of the top players for the Lady Buffs over the last several years. Kane, long 3, well off the mark, an air ball, and she'll have to go to the bench and think that one over as we hit a media timeout with 3:02 left to play in the second quarter. With the score, Texas Women's 28, West Texas A&M 26. We'll be back with more after this break. You're watching the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship game on Flow Sports. Back in Frisco at the Comerica Center, Neil Horn with you on the call today. The Lone Star Conference Women's Championship with the top seed Texas Women's University leading the number 2 seed West Texas A&M 28 to 26. For the game, the Lady Buffs now shooting still 46.2%. Oh, I picked up the wrong sheet. Doesn't help, does it? Let's see, in the second quarter, Lady Buffs shooting has dwindled down the 33.3% for the quarter. Texas women's also just 33.3%. But West Texas has outscored TWU by 3 points here this quarter to draw back closer. Kasonga having trouble with the ball for Texas women's against the defense of Kane. Tried to find Lumsden cutting down the lane, and a foul is called. Tatum Bell of West Texas picks up that foul. First foul on Bell. Again, got the start today, with Hagan on the bench with a knee injury. Into Kasonga, blocked from behind. I think that was Kane that got it. Texas women still has possession, and Seltzer misfires from 3. And there's Glover fighting for the rebound, but Tatum battles for it and forces the turnover. Tatum Bell hustling after it, forces the Texas women's turnover. That will be the 9th turnover of the afternoon on Texas women's. Randy Harding is already in double figures for the Lady Buffs with 13 points. Dishes off to Graham. Now to Bell. Bell with the drive. That shot blocked by Kasonga. Seltzer the other way. Glover feeds it into Kasonga. Spins, shoots, and goes glass. Had the height on Kane posting up. And with a nice post move, banks it in. 30 to 26, Pioneers on top. Graham. Kane. With the drive, scoop shot. No, called for a travel. Turnover number 4 of the day for West Texas A&M. So we come down to the later stages of the first half, and critical time of the game with West Texas trailing Texas women's 30 to 26. The Lady Buffs have had some lapses in their quarterfinal and semifinal games. Meanwhile, Pioneers have just been solid throughout this tournament. Glover. Shot clock at 1, and it's stolen by Harding. Leading a 2-on-2 break. She'll back it out. Number's not quite there. Then on the delayed run to the basket. Misses. Bell there to clean it up and draws the foul. Tatum Bell, the 6-foot sophomore post out of Amarillo, goes to the line, a 64% free throw shooter. Looking for her first points of the afternoon. Gabby Elliott returns for Texas women's, and checking in for West Texas A&M is the freshman post, Henley West, number 24. Bell shoots 2, and the first one's off the mark. Still a 4-point game inside of a minute to play in the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship. Rattles in the second 3-point game as we come down the stretch of the first half. Elliott outside to Lumsden, setting a high screen. Lumsden with the drive in the corner. Kleinhans, there she goes again with the 3. 33-27, final 36 seconds of the first half. There is a 10-second difference shot clock and game clock, so the Lady Buffs have no incentive to try to wind the clock down. Harding out to Kane, into West. West turns, shoots, and hits a nice soft touch for the big girl. 33-29, final 15 seconds, and the Pioneers will play for the final shot. They'll feed it. Elliott driving inside of West. Reverse blocked by West. It picked up by Harding as the first half ends. You see Elliott talking to the official, thinking she got fouled. But they'll head to the locker room. A 4-point game at the half in the championship contest. With your score at the half, Texas women's 33, West Texas A&M 29. It's been everything we'll take. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and have the first half stats for you after this timeout. You're watching Lone Star Conference basketball on Flo Sports.
Please welcome to the floor the TWU dance team.
And we're back at the Comerica Center. As you see the TWU dance team out on the floor, celebrating a little bit with the Pioneers leading West Texas A&M 33-29 in this Women's Lone Star Conference Championship. Here's your first half stats. First off, for the visitors, West Texas A&M for the game shooting 39.3% from the field. That's 11 out of 28. They hit 37.5% from outside the arc on their three-point attempts, but only 57.1% from the free throw line, hitting just 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for Texas women's, the Pioneers for the game shot a blazing 48.3% from the field. That's 14 of 29, including half of their three-point attempts, 3 of 6, and 2 of 3 for the free throw line, 66.7%. West Texas A&M led in scoring by Randy Harding, who's had 6 of 8 from the field, including 1 of 1 from three-point range. Harding leading all scorers, as a matter of fact, with 13 points. Rounding out the scoring for West Texas A&M, Kennedy Winfrey off the bench contributing 4 points, and then a trio of players contributing 3 points apiece. That's Carly Motzenbacher, Claire Graham, also Chloe Callahan off the bench, and then 2 points scored by Henley West right before the buzzer, and then Tatum Bell contributing a free throw as well for the Lady Buffs to wrap up their scoring. Leading rebounder for West Texas A&M, Carly Motzenbacher with 4. For Texas women's, the Pioneers with 2 players in double figures in the first half, led by Gabby Elliott, the player of the year in the Lone Star. She had 12 points, going 6 of 9 from the field, as the Pioneers fed her early and often with Taylor Hagan, the Lady Buffs all-conference post player, out with a knee injury. And then also in double figures, Avery Kleinhans, the tournament most valuable player from 2 years ago. Kleinhans with 10 points in this ball game, going 4 of 7 for the field, including 2 of 3 from three-point range. Jada Seltzer, the veteran guard for the Pioneers, also had 7 points. And the only other player who scored was Julie Kasanga, contributing 4 points as well for Texas women's. Leading rebounder, guess who? Gabby Elliott at 8, as she averages over a double-double every game. Worth a half in the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship. Texas women's the top seed and the #1 ranked team in the nation on top, 33-29. We'll be back with your second half action after this halftime break. You're watching Lone Star Conference Championship action on Flo Sports.
Students, faculty, and alumni are making a difference worldwide. For more information, visit wtau.edu.
Back at Frisco at Comerica Center for the second half of the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship. West Texas A&M in the dark jerseys with the ball, trailing Texas Women's, the top seed, 33-29. Redding Harding with the bounce pass. Carly Moxenbacher facing up on Klein Hans. Back outside, Graham for three. It's a little strong. And the rebound, a battle for it. Elliott has it, and it's called, I believe, for traveling. When you're on the floor, when you roll over, that's when the travel occurs. And so it will be West Texas A&M basketball. First half featured two ties, 3 lead changes. Biggest lead of the game belonged to Texas Women's of 7. Currently enjoying a 4-point advantage, looking to repeat as Lone Star Conference tournament champions. They're the 2-time champs, trying to get the 3-peat. The only other Lone Star Conference team to ever have a 3-peat, West Texas A&M, who holds the record with 16 overall tournament titles. Harding around the corner, guarded by Glover. Between the circles, looking for the screen from Bell. Drives off the glass, a little short, and Glover pulls down the rebound, heads the other way. Out in the corner, Lumsden for 3, too strong. Back the other way comes Graham for the Lady Buffs. Motzenbacher skips it. Harding fakes, pull up, 15-foot jumper, too strong again. And Glover, another rebound for Texas Women's. Glover now with 5 rebounds. Seltzer finds Elliott rolling to the basket, and it's easy right off the glass. Player of the year, Gabby Elliott, racking them up. 14 points overall to go with 9 rebounds. And the Pioneers lead by 6. Graham off a high screen from Kane. Bounces into Kane, trying to post up. Seltzer, step through off the glass. Is good for Kyla Kane. Kane, a first-team All-Lone Star Conference pick. Here's Seltzer. Lumsden. Klein Hans back over to Seltzer. They work it well around the perimeter. Then the lob into Elliott, who's fouled by, they call the foul on Elliott through an elbow. Official right there on the baseline had a good vantage point of it. So Elliott picking up the foul. That's her first. Gives the Lady Buffs an opportunity to draw closer, trailing 35-31, 2 minutes deep into the third quarter. Around the corner comes Harding. Graham back to Harding. They'll post up Henley West now. West wheels inside, too strong. Nice defense by Elliott as Klein Hans gets the weak side rebound for the Pioneers. Seltzer passing ahead to Glover, finding Klein Hans. Lumsden along the baseline, now reverses. Off a screen from Elliott, goes left, back out to Elliott on the pick and pop. Elliott now to Klein Hans, who's hit a couple of threes, and a step through layup. It's the threat of the threes. Klein Hans has had a couple already this game. The defenders run out on her, and she just drove right by for the layup and picks up her 12th point. 37-31. Pioneers on top with 7:10 left. Graham comes over to Harding. Out to West. Now Harding with 7 minutes left in the quarter. Pull-up jumper, left elbow, rattles in and out. Motzenbacher had it for a moment. It bounces outside. Saved by Graham. Over to Harding. There's the pose and the three. She knew it when she released it. She was posing. Watch this. Watch the pose. Well, we see the ball go through, but she knew she had the three. We get a timeout with 6:48 left to play in the third quarter. We'll take a break from Comerica Center with the score. Texas Women's 37, West Texas A&M 34. Back after this break of the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship on Flow Sports.
Special thanks to Under Armour, proud sponsor of the Lone Star Conference.
Back at Comerica Center, where a Randy Harding three-pointer has cut the Pioneers' lead in half. West Texas trailing Texas Women's 37-34. Harding leading the way for the Lady Buffs this afternoon with not only a team high but a game high 16 points, 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 2 from three-point range. But not getting a lot of other assistance, as the next leading scorer is Kennedy Winfrey with 4 points off the bench. Here comes Texas Women's. They got 2 players in double figures right now. Here's one of them, Gabby Elliott, to the baseline. Blocked by West. And Elliott picks it up. Back out to Glover. Shot clock to 10. To Elliott with the drive. Fall away jumper. Won't go. A nice rebound. Block out by Carly Motzenbacher. Motzenbacher just does everything fundamentally well. He's not a spectacular player, but just gets everything done. Here it comes into West. Wheeling inside on Elliott. Hits it. The freshman providing big minutes off the bench for West Texas A&M. Pulls the Lady Buffs to within 1. 37-36 with 6 minutes left. Klein Hans to Elliott. Handoff. Klein Hans. Step the blocked. Guess who? Motzenbacher. As I said, sometimes on the stat sheet, you don't quite appreciate how well Motzenbacher plays. And again, she was the tournament MVP back in 2022. The Buffs last won this tournament. Sat out last year. Came back to play as a graduate student. And away from the ball. I think we get a hold on the Pioneers.
Second foul on 23, Jada Seltzer. Second team foul.
Second. That's going to be Jada Seltzer with the foul. It was away from the ball. It's her first. Kane. It's kind of quiet today. Out in the corner. Motzenbacher fakes the shot. Drives baseline. Lost the handle. But Kane's there trying to save it. Back out West, and the shot clock expires. Did draw rim. Motzenbacher tips it and then gets leveled by Elliott. Oh my goodness. And very slow getting up still at the other end of the floor. Meanwhile, 5 on 4 at the other end as the ball goes off of Elliott. And let me give a lot of credit. You don't see it on the screen, but Jada Seltzer at midcourt goes over to Carly Motzenbacher to check on her. A lot of respect between these two clubs, and we're going to get a timeout, the media timeout, with 4:58 left to play in the third quarter. We'll take a break with the score. Texas Women's 37, West Texas 36. Back with more action here in the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship. After this timeout, you're watching Lone Star Conference Championship action on Flow Sports.
Hometown Ticketing is the leader in providing digital ticketing solutions for schools. Learn how they can make an impact on your campus at hometownticketing.com.
And we're back at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. 4:58 left to play in the third quarter. A tight women's championship game with Texas Women's leading West Texas 37-36. And somehow Carly Motzenbacher is back out on the floor for West Texas after getting leveled prior to that media timeout. She's guarding the ball right now as Seltzer comes around, blocked by Henley West. Long outlet, no one home though. Winfrey thought she had someone streaking down the floor and threw it away as they were trying to fast break. Elliott, high post, finds the backdoor quarter. Lumsden can't control it. Here's Klein-Hans working on Motzenbacher. Back outside, Seltzer with the drive. Layup is good. Nice move by Seltzer. 39-36, walks this. Got the defender on the hip, takes her to the hoop. Motzenbacher gets West to pop outside for three. And Lumsden there for the rebound for the Pioneers. Lumsden back out to Klein-Hans. Seltzer. Glover. And the shot's good by Glover. Glover doesn't score a whole lot, but just again plays good fundamental basketball. When she sees the opportunity, she will take it. Back the other way, Harding with a miss underneath. Klein-Hans clears up the rebound for the Patriots. Klein-Hans, high post, Elliott, right wing, Seltzer. Back over to Glover. Looking for the back door. Instead goes to Seltzer. With the drive. The step through. Jump hook won't go. And Winfrey peeling back to pick up the rebound and brings it down the floor. Now to Kane. Out between the circles. Winfrey. Harding. Pump fake. Drive. Boy, a block by Elliott. And out of bounds off of Texas Women's. I think Seltzer might have touched it last as it's going out of bounds right in front of the Lady Buff bench. Avery McConnell, number one, checking in for the Pioneers. For Kayla Glover. It's Harding. Looks for the screen from West. Step back three, well short, an air ball and a shot clock violation. Lady Buffs down by 5. You got to find a way to do some scoring now with 2:27 left to play in the third quarter. Harding sits down. Also sitting down will be Kane as Callahan has checked in. And also back in will be Graham for the Lady Buffs. Seltzer. Graham fights through a screen. Now to Lumsden. Driving on Callahan, comes up shooting. It's short and out of bounds. Whoa. I think the official must have ruled that it was touched on the shot. That's going to be the call. And the Lady Buffs will not challenge it. Pioneers on the inbound. McConnell posting up. Kleinhans shoots. And the rebound, guess who? Motzenbacher in among the action, as she always is. Down the right wing, Motzenbacher now over to Winfrey. Graham to Winfrey. Winfrey, spin move in the lane, goes off glass and puts it in. Winfrey schooled McConnell right there, took her to the hoop. 41-38. Pioneers maintained a three-point lead with just about a minute and a half left here in the third quarter. Kleinhans. Backdoor cut. McConnell, oh, can't convert. But it was a nice cut, good pass. Winfrey ahead to Graham. Lady Buffs trying to draw closer this trip down the floor. Winfrey. Motzenbacher. Drive, lost the handle, and turned it over. Trying to give her point of view that it might have been knocked out of bounds by the defender for Texas Women's, who was Kleinhans. And Seltzer slowly up the floor as we approach the 1 minute mark left in the third quarter. As McConnell gets past the defender, here's Kleinhans open for three. This one won't go. And on the battle for the ball, we get a foul called on Texas Women's. Seltzer's the one that hit the deck. And it's Seltzer who picks up the foul. Lumsden in. Seltzer will sit down with the three fouls. Final 56 seconds of the third quarter. Also back in for Texas Women's, Julie Kasonga, number 3. Graham coming left off a Bell screen. To West, back over to Graham. Tries to drive. We got a holding call on Avery McConnell of Texas Women's. That's the fourth of the quarter on the Pioneers. Motzenbacher having trouble finding someone to break open. Gets it out to West, who just tiptoes the sideline. Now Bell gets it to Graham, who resets. 30 left to Motzenbacher. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Motzenbacher trying to take Elliott. That goes to the corner. Bell, with the shot clock winding down, throws up an air ball. That's a turnover in West Texas. Good defense by Texas Women's on that possession. And now the shot clock turned off. Pioneers probably playing for the final shot of the quarter. They'll put it in the hands of Kleinhans. Down with 8 seconds left. Starts left. Down to 5. Bounce pass out to Lumpson. 2, 1. Drives. Shot at the buzzer. No good. And we've played 3 in the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship. And it's a 3-point game. Your score, Texas Women's 41, West Texas A&M 38. Back with the final 10 minutes of championship basketball after this break. You're watching Lone Star Conference basketball action on Flow Sports. Back at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, Neil Horn with you on Lone Star Conference Championship action. Earlier today, a buzzer beater in the men's championship with Dallas Baptist defeating Eastern New Mexico. And we've had a tight one here in the women's contest between the number 1 and number 2 seeds, with the Pioneers of Texas women's leading most of this game, but not by much. Got a 3-point advantage here entering the fourth quarter of play. And the Pioneers with the ball. Kleinhans drive, lost it, but last touch by West Texas. In that third quarter, neither team shot well. Both teams, as a matter of fact, shot identically from the field. 4 of 15, 26.7%. Oh, what a nice inbound play. Got Lumsden 3 on the back door for the layup. Lumsden's layup extends the Pioneers' lead to 5, 43-38. Harding, drive, kick out, West. And to Kane, who saves it. Harding, the only West Texas scoring threat so far today, with 16 points. No one else has scored more than 4 as the Lady Buffs turn it over again. Kleinhans, the Kasanga. Try to find McConnell cutting down the lane. A lot of traffic there, and we'll get a jump ball. Lady Buffs get it on the possession arrow with 9:08 left to play. That's the 12th turnover on Texas women's. West Texas has 8 turnovers in this ball game. So fundamentally sound, except for the shooting, which is right now not much to write home about. Here's West inside. Double team coming, then lost the handle trying to wheel inside. Turnover on the Lady Buffs. McConnell ahead to Lumsden. Down low, Elliott. Elliott. Oh, nice step into Bell. It looked like it was going to be a tie ball. He got the steal. 2-on-1 break. Pull up. Graham hits it. Much needed basket by Graham. Pulls the Lady Buffs to within 3. Credit Bell with the steal. 43-40. Pioneers basketball looking to three-peat in the Lone Star Conference Championship. Elliott, fall away, won't go. Rebounded by West. Gets the kick out to Kyla Kane. Kane has just 2 points today. Came in averaging 13 per contest. Graham for 3 in the tie. Can't get it. Lumsden gets the long rebound inside of 8 minutes left. Here's Kleinhans when they've needed the big basket. That's who they've gone to. Long 2. There it is. What did it say? Dial her up. The former tournament MVP knocks in another one. 45-40 with 7:30 to play. Into West. Turns, shoots, short. There's Elliott with the rebound. She's got a double-double now. That's her 12th rebound to go with 14 points. Lumsden in the corner. McConnell for 3. It will not go. Bell with another rebound for West Texas. Graham pressured by McConnell in the forecourt. It's for a West screen. Drives. Defender falls down. And there's West to clean it up. The freshman out of Tuscola playing well off the bench for the Lady Buffs, with all-conference performer Taylor Hagan not available today due to a knee injury. Kleinhans coming right. Oh, high bounce there. Looking for a screen from Elliott, and Pioneer coach Beth Gilson wants a timeout. Talk things over. We'll take a timeout from the Comerica Center with 6:37 to play in this Women's Lone Star Conference Championship. It's Texas Women's 45, West Texas A&M 42. Back with more after this break. You're watching Lone Star Conference action on Flow Sports. Back in the Comerica Center, I started to say it was the battle of the Blue Bloods. I guess really you should say it's the battle of the Maroon Bloods here between West Texas A&M and Texas Women's, because West Texas has won more Lone Star Conference tournament titles than any school with 16, but Texas Women's is the most recent victors, having won the last 2 championships and now out ahead looking for a three-peat. 45-42, Pioneers with the basketball. Klein Hans outside, a runner, rims out. There's Elliott with a big rebound, but lost it. Kane comes out of the pack. Lady Buffs down by 3. They've just been kind of hanging around, haven't led for quite a while, but haven't been in a deep hole either. Kane, Motzenbacher, over to Graham. Now Kane. Kane, spin move, scoop shot, won't go. Elliott, rebound. We said that a lot this tournament. That's her 12th today. Go again with the 14 points for another double-double. Your probable MVP of this tournament if the Pioneers win. Lob down to Elliott. Crashes in, and that's a charge. She barreled over the defender. That was Tatum Bell. And again, Bell, the Amarillo sophomore, got the start today with Taylor Hagan on the bench with a knee injury. And that's a big play by the sophomore. To draw that charge, no basket. And it remains a 3-point ball game. Harding to Motzenbacher. In the corner to Graham with a couple of jab steps. Off a Bell screen. Graham trying to shake free of the defender McConnell. Gets it to Bell. Bell inside against Elliott. Now back out to Kane with 5 on the shot clock. Step back, long 3 is short. Lady Buffs just can't get quite over the hump. Again, we've had 2 ties and 3 late changes, but all of those occurred early in the first half. Texas Women's has led by as many as 7. Klein Hans tried a backdoor cut to Elliott. It's off the Lady Buffs. And Henley West back in. West was an honorable mention selection and named to the all-freshman team, Lone Star Conference. Even though she comes off the bench, she gets numerous blocks. Led the Lone Star Conference, I believe, in blocks this year. Backing in, Klein Hans, and is fouled as Graham came up and tried to body her up just as the shot was going away and picks up the foul. And Klein Hans, again, such a heady player. You know, she knows when to put it up, knows how to use leverage, and can get it done as she goes to the free throw line once again. First is no good. And misses 2. And West came up with a rebound, and they're going to have a stoppage of play. I think maybe Elliott. Yeah, she's got a bloody elbow on the far sideline, as you'll see kind of left side of your screen being attended to by the Pioneers trainer, but will stay in the game. And so it is West Texas A&M rebound as Klein Hans, unusual, missing 2 free throws. Normally an 81% free throw shooter. And here come the Lady Buffs again, just hanging around. Motzenbacher. Bounce pass into West. Here comes the double team. 5. Motzenbacher to the basket. A give and go, and the Lady Buffs are within 1. Keep talking about this fundamentally sound Carly Motzenbacher. Look at that. The pass, the cut, and the layup, and we got a 1-point ball game. 45-44. And speaking of fundamentally sound, Klein Hans, though, missing the 3, and there's Seltzer. You know, Seltzer just always seems to be one of those players also that's just around the ball always. Comes up with a big rebound. Inside of 4 minutes to play. Seltzer, free throw line jumper. Got it. Boy, that's a big bucket for the Pioneers. Gives them just a little breathing room with 3:48 left to play, up by 3. Harding It's been kind of quiet recently, though. Has 16 points overall. Long two, got it. She had a foot on the line. 6 inches further back and we'd be tied. But it's 47-46 with 3.5 left to play. Seltzer, crossover. Kleinhans off a Elliott screen, drives. Skips it out to Seltzer. There's your big three that's going to handle it right now. Seltzer down the lane, off the glass, won't go. Rebound to West, and the Lady Buffs come down the floor looking for their first lead since sometime in this first half. Bounce pass, rolling, Kane outside. Graham with the drive, back out to Kane. They'll resettle inside of 3 minutes left to play. So we come down the stretch in a 1-point ball game in the championship. Harding for three, rims out. And there's Elliott, as always, for the rebound. Glover calmly brings it down the floor for the Pioneers. Just over 2.5 to play in the women's championship, 1-point ball game. Pioneers trying for the repeat, or three-peat rather. Seltzer with a scoop move, can't get it to go, and there's Graham picking up the rebound. Again, West Texas coming, looking for the first lead. Pioneers have had 4 turnovers the last 5 minutes and in a scoring drought over the last 3 minutes. Meanwhile, West Texas in a 2.5-minute scoring drought. West, bounce pass for Motzenbacher, and she's fouled by Kleinhans. That's going to be foul number 2 on Texas women's.
Second personal, second team foul. Back in the game, number 22,
Maddie Lumsden back in for Texas women's. So the Pioneers have their starting 5 on the floor here in the final 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Oh, what a nice, Seltzer almost came up with a really nice steal, but couldn't control as she tumbles out of bounds. Helped her feet by both her teammates and some Lady Buffs. Said the sportsmanship's been outstanding between these two teams. Now we'll get the perspiration taken care of as Randy Harding will inbound for the Lady Buffs. 20 on the shot clock, 2 minutes left. Kane, again, has only 2 points out between the circle. So she'll take Lumsden off the bounce. West there to set the screen. 5 on the shot clock. Kane off the glass, can't get it to go. West! Oh, she missed it! Had the bunny right there, and we get a jump ball as Elliott goes down, and the possession arrow favors Texas women's. Pioneer fans don't like the call, but it's a jump ball, according to the official. 1:39 left, and Henley West right there could have given the Lady Buffs the lead, couldn't quite convert. And now the veteran Glover brings it down for the Pioneers as we come down the stretch. We had a buzzer beater in the men's game earlier today. This women's game is winding down in a close one. Glover, crossover, working on Harding. Outside, Seltzer down the lane, and she got it. 1:19 left to play. Jada Seltzer, big hoop on the cut to the basket. 3-point Pioneer lead, 49-46. Harding looking for help. Out to Kane, inside of a minute. Kane down the line, hit the underside of the basket. And here come the Pioneers. Lady Buffs don't have to foul in a 3-point game because there is a different shot clock and game clock, and we will get a timeout taken by the Pioneers of Texas Women's University. A proud partner of the LSC Basketball Championships is Antone's famous Po' Boys, deep in the heart of Texas since 1962. Grab your favorite Antone's Po' Boys at grocery stores across North Texas. Back with more after this break. You're watching Lone Star Conference basketball on Flow Sports. Well, the Comerica Center has been a happening place today. Both men's and women's championship coming down to the end. And here in the women's championship, Texas women's leading West Texas A&M 49-46 with 45.9 seconds left. Pioneers trying for the three-peat. West Texas A&M trying to add to the record 16 previous Lone Star Conference tournament titles. Pioneers inbound, 22 on the shot clock. And the Lady Buffs will try to play defense and deny the basket. Glover, Lumsden, Klein-Hans down to 10. Klein-Hans around the corner as Motzenbacher fell down. Oh, and Klein-Hans lost the handle, and then Elliott picks it up and draws the foul.
First foul.
Kyla Kane picking up her first foul. Gabby Elliott at the line, shooting two. I believe this is her first trip to the free throw line today. Yes. In fact, hits the first. I was going to say, in fact, the Pioneers really struggled from the free throw line tonight. Before that make, they were just 3 of 10. No, I'm looking at the wrong line. They were 2 of 5. Now they've hit the second from Elliott. 51-46, timeout West Texas to advance the ball into the forecourt, trailing by 5. Hey, LSC hoop fans, a big thanks to Perry's Pizza for sponsoring the LSC Basketball Championship. After the final buzzer, refuel with craveably crafted pizza, fresh, never frozen rings, an amazing craft beer selection, and the best patio in DFW. Play hard, eat legendary at Perry's Pizza and Tap House. Well, West Texas coach Josh Brock trying to draw up a score. They need a quick score, but again, with plenty of timeouts, even though only 29.6 seconds left, there's still plenty of time in this ball game. Even though it's a 5-point advantage for Texas women's. The problem is for the Lady Buffs, three-point shooting today has not been outstanding, just 4 of 14. 2 made by Harding, 1 by Graham, and 1 by Winfrey. Here's Graham to throw it in. Oh, and away from the ball. Carly Mossenbacher tangled up with Avery Klein-Hans. And Mossenbacher called for the foul. Timeout, Texas women's to advance the ball. We'll take a break here from the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, with your score: Texas women's 51, West Texas 46. Back after this timeout, you're watching the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship on Flow Sports. As we come back to play, Texas women's to inbound, leading by 5. Lady Buffs probably going to foul here pretty quickly. They need to. And it'll be Elliott who will go to the line after the foul from Henley West. 51-46. Pioneers starting to smell it now. And victory also assures that they would host the Mid-South Central Regional next week, starting on Friday up in Denton. And on the entry pass, Motzenbacher knocks it out of bounds, picks up the foul. It's going to put Klein-Hans at the line, as that is the 5th team foul on West Texas A&M this quarter. Klein-Hans, again, over an 80% free throw shooter on the season, missed 2 earlier in this game. In fact, she's missed 3. She's 0 of 3 from the free throw line. But it's crunch time. She usually delivers there and does just so there. Still a 2-possession ball game with a 6-point lead. So this is a big one right here. 25.7 seconds left to make it a 3-possession game. Nope, short. Motzenbacher, quick rebound, quick timeout, West Texas. Again, that's the thing in women's basketball. Final minute, you get to move it to the front court. We'll take a break with the score. Texas Women's 52, West Texas 46. Back after this timeout, Lone Star Conference Women's Championship on Flow Sports. Back to play with 24.7 seconds left to play. Lady Buffs down by 6. Need a quick bucket here. DeCane drive. Fall away jumper. Won't go. Players on the floor. Run down by Glover, and that very well may do it, as Glover's fouled in the backcourt. These two teams were ranked number 1 and number 2 in the South Central region entering this championship weekend. That will probably remain the rankings when the field for the Mid-South Central Regional is announced tonight by the NCAA, with Texas Women's in line as the host at the Kitty McGee Arena in Denton, as Glover hits the first. So the Pioneers enter this game on a 27-game winning streak, looking to make it 28 and a three-peat as Lone Star Conference Tournament champions. After a pair of free throws, 8 points is the largest lead of the ball game. Harding down the lane, swoops in, misses. Last touch by West Texas. 9 seconds left to play. Timeout, Texas Women's. We're going to keep it here, as again, it's just to advance the ball. That's what happens in women's college basketball. You get lots of timeouts in that final minute. For Texas Women's University, again, this will be their 3rd straight Lone Star Conference Championship tournament champion. Now, they've won 4 consecutive regular season. They lost in the finals in the 2023 championship to Angelo State University. They were the 2024 national runners-up, and Beth Gilson, in her 19th season, the winningest coach in Texas Women's University history, is the 4-time Coach of the Year 4 consecutive years, including a co-coach of the year honor in 2024. So again, on quite a run, and hoping to make it even further with their current addition. See the Lady Buff players right there. Nothing to be ashamed of. This is their first championship gain since winning in 2024, but they do have an LSC record 16 tournament titles. They had been the only team to three-peat before today. So again, nothing to be. So we said these are the, a lot of people will say Blue Buds. We're going to call these the Maroon Bloods of the Lone Star Conference, West Texas and Texas Women's University. Now, WT has had two-time MVPs in this tournament. Emily Brister, back in 2006 and 2008, was the tournament MVP, and then Sean White in 2014 and 2015 under a Lady Buff team that was coached by current West Virginia head coach Mark Kellogg. They went to the monitor to review to see who did touch the ball last, and it is confirmed that it will be Texas Women's University ball. Lady Buffs will pressure on the inbound. Long baseball pass. Jada Seltzer, and that should do it. Seltzer will dribble it out. Glover, and the final 3 seconds down on the three-peat. Your Texas Women's Pioneers, again, the champions in the Lone Star Conference, with a 54-46 victory over West Texas A&M. And we'll stick around, have some final stats for you in a moment, along with the naming of the all-tournament team. Before we get our final stats, we'll take a final timeout. We'll be back with more of the final stats and the naming of the all-tournament team after this break. You've been watching the Lone Star Conference Women's Championship here on Flow Sports. And we're back at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, where the Texas Women's Pioneers have repeated as the tournament champions. And you'll see out on the floor the naming of the all-tournament team. And we're going to bring that to you as well as here in a moment the final stats. So, again, the all-tournament team, probably a couple from West Texas A&M and probably a trio from Texas Women's University. Randy Harding, named to the all-tournament team for West Texas A&M, had a team-high 18 points in today's ball game, but couldn't quite carry the Lady Boss back to a championship. And Carly Motzenbacher, what a game she played her heart out. Her final game, well, not her final game, they'll be in the regional tournament, but also Motzenbacher, again, was the MVP in 2022. Avery Kleinhaus was the MVP 2 years ago. She made the all-tournament team for Texas Women's University.
Also for the Pioneers,
Jada Seltzer, also named to the all-tournament team, and you know what's coming next. It'll be the Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and now the postseason MVP. Here she is, Gabby Elliott. And to the victors go the spoils. Elliott, the MVP of this tournament. Lone Star Conference champs, Texas Women's. And again, they will be hosting the South Central Regional this week at Kitty McGee Arena in Denton, with the quarterfinals on Friday, semifinals on Saturday, and the championship a week from tomorrow on Monday. Now let's take a look at your final stats in this ball game won by Texas Women's University. For West Texas A&M for the ball game, again, not one of the best shooting performances of the year, hitting 32.2% from the field on 19 of 59, 28% from three-point range, 4 of 14, and actually only 4 of 7 from the free throw line for 57.1% effort there. For Texas Women's University, again, this was a great defensive team. When you get two great teams like this together, defense a lot of times will rule, and it did today, as Texas Women's only hit 40% from the field on 22 of 54, 30% though from three-point range, 3 of 10, and did knock down 7 of 11 free throws, some critical ones down the stretch in this ball game. Individually for the Lady Buffs, they had only one player in double figures, that being all-tournament selection Randy Harding, who had 18 points, hitting 8 of 18 from the field, including 2 of 3 from three-point range. Then after that, no one else at double figures. Kennedy Winfrey did come off the bench with 6 points in this contest. Also, freshman Henley West with 6 points in the contest, along with 3 blocks, and those were some critical blocks for the freshman. And then 5 points for all-tournament selection Carly Motzenbacher, 5 points also for Claire Graham, 3 points scored in this ball game by Chloe Callahan. But you look at Kyla Kane, the Lady Buffs leading scorer on the year, she was held at just 2 points today. And then Tatum Bell, who got the start today for the injured Taylor Hagan, had 1 point. Leading rebounder for West Texas A&M, Henley West came in and got 8 rebounds to go with those 3 blocks. Also, Carly Motzenbacher had 6 rebounds and 6 rebounds for Kennedy Winfrey as well. And as far as assists, the Lady Buffs had 3 players with 2 assists apiece, Randy Harding, Kyla Kane, and also 2 assists by Claire Graham. For the champion, Texas Women's Pioneers, they had 3 players in double figures, led by all-tournament MVP Gabby Elliott with 16 points. Elliott, as we already said, also with the double-double as she wound up with 17 rebounds. So Elliott, you could say almost the Triple Crown winner now in the Lone Star Conference, as she was the Defensive Player of the Year, the Defensive Player of the Year, and now the Tournament MVP. Avery Kleinhans, again, her usual fine game, 15 points on 6 of 14 shooting from the field, and that included 2 of 5 from three-point range. And then Jada Seltzer, the third Pioneer named to the all-tournament team. Seltzer with her usual fine game, 13 points, 6 of 13 from the field, also had 3 assists to go with that. Then just a couple other scores for the Pioneers. Kayla Glover, and again, another fundamentally sound game by Glover. 4 points, just 1 of 2 shots. Took just 2 shots in this game, and also hit 2 of 2